Hello, hello. Welcome on into another episode of the Whiskey Crusaders. I'm Will.
I'm Sarah.
Not Matt.
On today's episode, we're talking about Basil Hayden, a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and click that notification bell. Matt, Basil Hayden. We've done some others.
We've done the 10-year rye, which is the first one we did like 2 or 3 years ago, but then we're finally going to do the regular bourbon because somebody requested it. So, like I said, it's 40%. Woohoo. No one's surprised because all Basil Hayden's at 40%. They have a mash bill of 63% corn, 27 rye, 10 barley. Came out in 1992 as part of the small batch collection, which also is, of course, Booker's and Baker's, and Knob Creek. So, and of course, lovely Basil Hayden. That's 80. Everybody else is much higher, over 100, but it is what it is. Of course, Booker Noe himself created this entire thing, which is very nice of him. Of course, it's named after Meredith Basil Hayden Sr., who was a rye farmer from Maryland who began distilling in Kentucky in 1796. It's aged in a Kentucky hillside rickhouse. It used to have nature aged, but they dropped that in 2014. Boo. It's also an entry to the premium bourbon market, and these things are like $45 a bottle now, which is a little bit high, but whatever. The whole Basil Hayden mark, not the cheapest bottle in the whole wide world. But this is the old version, as you can see, with the cool little belt thingy and the paper weird thing. Kind of glad they actually changed it because this shit tears off and all the time. So,
and you drop any bit of drop of liquid on it and it starts to deteriorate and look bad. In my opinion. But anyway.
Probably a good choice in the label change to the new ones they have out today.
All right. So this is actually the bourbon that clicked for me to get me into whiskey. Tried several over weeks and weeks and weeks. And finally, this one is the one that did it way back when. Years and years ago.
Like bourbon.
Smells like bourbon.
Like classic bourbon.
Very thin bourbon.
Yep. Vanilla, toffee, barnyard floor, some little bit of oak, hay, straw.
Yep.
Peppermint, mint, winter fresh. It is a high rye mash bill. Of course, same as Old Granddad's, which we've not covered, but we will at some point.
Nothing unexpected, nothing out of the ordinary.
No, it's not. And
no,
it's a great beginner bourbon. It really is. Yeah, and
exactly.
Some people have a lot of things to say about Basil Hayden and, oh my God, I don't like it. It's 40%. It could be better, blah, blah, blah. You know what? It is what it is. It's a great intro bourbon.
Exactly. It's what it's for. I mean, that was the whole point. But at a premium price level and a little bit nicer, better barrels.
Right. I mean, it used to be cheaper. It used to be, more of a bottom shelf pricing.
Well,
you can say not
no,
bottom, but I mean,
mid shelf.
It wasn't $45.
No,
I think it was $35.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, I think when I got these were like 36, 5 or 6 years ago when I got this one.
Yeah, that's about around when I started drinking it, and I remember getting a bottle for my sister-in-law.
Yeah,
and it was like about that.
Unfortunately, as we know, all the whiskey prices seem to keep going up. So
everything.
No, all right. Well,
bought bacon lately.
I mean, surprisingly, around us, the gas is going down. So let's keep doing that. Keep doing that.
Mint, fresh, peppermint.
Yeah, it's very minty,
but it's very thin.
Yeah,
and it doesn't have that huge punch, which is what makes it great for a beginner.
Right. Vanilla, oak, straw, worn leather, butterscotch, a little black pepper.
Yeah. Are you picking up cherry or apple? Because I'm not picking up cherry or apple.
I get a little bit of like a cherry syrup, like a syrupiness of it, but it's not like full on.
Yeah, there's not a lot of fruit at all.
Cherry. It's not a lot of it, and which is weird because bourbons usually go one or the other, one way or the other.
For me, at least, for sure.
For me too.
But if anything, black cherry.
Yeah.
A little bit of vanilla. Yeah.
It's a little bit more on like the bitterer side.
Yeah, bitter, more medicinal type of cherry.
Yeah.
Also, very little to no oak. Very little.
Yeah, it's very slight. A little barrel char.
I get a tiny little bit of like a leatheriness to it, but it's not like overpowering like a lot of the older, that sat in the barrel a lot longer.
I do hope they bring back the age limits. They brought back the Knob Creek back to 9, so maybe we'll get lucky and someday they'll bring us back to 8. Because I've had the 8-year ones. They're pretty good. They taste a lot better than this one, but it's not bad by any means. It's just the old 8-year one just simply tasted better because they were older whiskeys.
Older whiskey.
We had a person who requested this. They also requested us compare this to Jim Beam, which is a different mash bill, but they want to do this anyway, so we like to make people happy. Which this one is a 77 13 10, whereas of course this one is a 63 27 10, so a lower rye, more corn. But let's see, just to make people happy with Jim Beam White Label, because they want to know because they ever had Basil Hayden. If it's something they might like. It's like, all right, let's do it for our people.
Is this a 40% as well?
This is also 40%, correct.
I just want to
So it's a different mash bill, but 40%.
This one has a lot more cherry. It has a lot more fruit.
Yeah.
On the nose at like first sniff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does.
But still, it smells more ethanol-y on the regular White Label too. It's also it's only 4 years old.
It really does. It has a sharper, sharper pinch in the nose, high up in the nose of that alcohol vapors.
Well, it's that knife set.
175 is like $19, so it should be.
Yeah, I mean,
you say should be.
Maybe
our standards are a little low.
Well, if it's one's going to be $45, it should be a lot better than a $19 handle.
So I get a lot more on the nose, at least, of the baking spices on the Basil Hayden.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The things that make you smell it and say, "Oh yeah, that's a bourbon."
Yeah.
It also smells a lot nicer. It also smells thicker than this one, even though the same fruit.
It smells rounder.
Yeah. Smells older.
Okay, I'm gonna take a.
So you get way more corn sweetness on the regular Jim Beam.
Yeah.
With being a lot less rye.
I don't feel like there's as much going on in the Jim Beam.
No.
It's very simple and easy.
It's a very simple cherry, vanilla.
But not very much vanilla, not very much brown sugar.
No.
I personally, I like the Basil Hayden better.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Which
I agree.
You know.
But yeah, if you want to see the history of it. So.
Mm-hmm.
The histories of both of these are out there, so you can go check out those episodes. But they're fun.
Yeah, I'm
prefer the Basil Hayden
leaning towards the Basil Hayden if I had to choose between the two.
I agree completely.
Yeah.
I like Basil way better.
I'm pretty sure Jim Beam was one of the ones you tasted before you tasted Basil. I'm not surprised that harshness of that flavor wasn't sitting well with you, especially at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those alcohol
forward, ethanol forward notes versus the Basil Hayden, which is
that's rounder and a little bit, for lack of better terms, smoother than
absolutely
the Jim Beam.
Yeah, I agree. If I was going to start somebody on bourbon, I'd much rather start from Basil Hayden than Jim Beam White Label.
Yep.
Jim Beam White Label is really more for mixing, whereas Basil Hayden's meant to drink neat. So.
Right. I mean, hence $19 for a handle versus $45 for $7.50. So
one of the things that I've found is that a lot of people that don't like bourbon, it's because all they've had is
Jim Beam,
is very, very inexpensive bourbons.
Right.
Jack. Just regular basic Jack.
Yeah.
Jim.
Yeah.
All right.
All right then.
Basil Hayden.
Get you some.
It'll always, hold a place in my heart, even though I'm a high proof 4 now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and click that notification bell. Come hang out with us live on Monday nights and check out our Patreon for more behind the scenes fun. Until next time,
keep on crusading. Better whiskey in your glass.
Cheers.
Don't worry, we'll get to the liquids part just soon enough, just for you, buddy.